Yeah.
Do you feel that true growth and that great distance between who you were and who you are now?
Absolutely. And where the growth started at was me looking in the mirror saying, you know what? I'm tired of my BS. See, that takes real growth to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself no. And you need
Wow.
to.
Hey, brother. First of all, thank you for coming, man. I'm honored to have you here, man. You know, I was
Anytime.
playing my little theme music. As soon as I cut it off, the machine cut off. I was like, what's going on? So you're on a show right now. So you on Power Book 2. It's called Ghost.
Yeah.
Is it called Ghost or Ghost Protocol? What is it called? Ghost what?
It's called Power Book 2 Ghosts.
Just Ghost, right? And you play the attorney on there.
Yes, sir.
So, man, I'm going all the way back with you, man. First of all, let me go back to where I met you. You know, I met you on a little show I had on BET called BET Live in LA. So we go way back, me, you, Redman, you know, and I was so thrilled when I ran into you about a year ago. I was in New York, and I don't even know what a club was, but they were packed in there, man. And when we saw each other, it was like brothers who hadn't talked in a long time. It was really cool, man. So
you've always been accommodating, OG. You one of the classier ones. Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. Man, you have such a history. Well, you know, one of the questions in my mind, though, I was listening to your music, to your very earliest music. And how much do you feel like you've grown? Because then you just sound like a kid. You had your hard words. But since then, you've been through so much stuff. You've done films and television. You've met great people. And do you feel that true growth and that great distance between who you were and who you are now?
Absolutely. And where the growth started at was me looking in the mirror saying, you know what? I'm tired of my BS. See, that takes real growth to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself no. And you need to.
Wow. And some of us never do it. Some of us never get to say that. We never get to where we face ourselves and say enough is enough. Let me get back to the real stuff.
Well, these are the people that are going to continue lying to themselves, and they're going to lie themselves right down in the grave after.
It's really too bad. You know, I keep trying to ring the bell, though, to remind all of them that I crossed that, hey, y'all can come on. You know, I can change my life at any moment I choose, but what moment shall I choose? You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, you made a choice. So we know you started with music, you started with rap. Was it Staten Island? Were most of you guys from Staten Island?
Yeah, can y'all turn that TV down, please? We need to kill the volume on that thing there. Thank you.
Black people, my favorite people in the whole wide world.
Yeah, but ain't nobody even watching it. Can we turn this TV off right here? The one right here in the living room. I'm doing an interview with the OG Michael Colyar.
I love it.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
So let me ask you this: before you started rapping, what were you doing? What were you doing? And then you said, "I want to try rap." What were you doing before that?
I was a sports guy. I played lacrosse. I played football, and we would go back and forth from Long Island to Staten Island. My mom was in Staten Island. My dad was in Long Island. And once I got back to Staten Island in junior high school, that was it for me. It was just the crew that I hung around. They liked to rap instead of other curricular activities. Hip hop was it for us. So, you know, I gravitated to it. I've always been a musical kind of guy. And it's perfect lane for me. Creativity too? Yeah, I loved it.
But being with that group Wu-Tang had to be special. It was like everybody in there were like superheroes of hip hop. They all had their own flavor and their own energy that was great. Yet y'all all worked together, you know?
Yeah. The best part about it is that it worked, in my opinion, you know, because usually you've heard the stories, big bands, I mean, Parliament Funkadelic down to Sly and the Family Stone, you name them, big groups. They never really last that long. It could be turmoil, maybe, you know, disputes in between. But with us, we all grew up together and we consider ourselves brothers. So if we do get in an argument the next day, it's like, I love you the next day, you know, so it's nothing. And I think that has been the appeal of Wu-Tang over everything, you know, because Wu-Tang is the group, but clan is the family. And that's exactly what clan means, family. And that's what keeps us together right there, the fact that we are a clan.
So also the Ku Klux Klan is really a family. I'm
they're
just playing.
they're a family of race-hating assholes. But yeah, you can say them, man. Part my Swahili in here. Sorry, bro.
I mean, but so many stars were together here in this group. RZA, how you pronounce the GZA?
Jizza.
Dizza.
No,
And
Jizza,
Ghost.
like Gizza, like Jizza.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jizza.
yeah,
Okay, so RZA, Jizza, Ghostface Killer, You
yeah,
God,
yeah,
Inspector Deck,
yeah,
you, of course, Meth, Raekwon, Master Killer,
yeah,
Capadonna, and
yeah.
rest in peace, even for a while, Old Dirty Bastard,
Yes, Lord. Yes,
who
Lord.
RZA said really was a genius and a prophet, you know, until, of course, he got caught out in that other stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why, you know, I'm so grateful that as an addict, I was lucky enough to figure my way back out before I got too far down the rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
all of those folks working together and doing and creating great music, that's magical, brother.
And meta, like crazy meta. Dirty let's just say Dirty is one of the most, he reminds you of any eccentric person that was in the entertainment business that flipped it on his ear and said, hell no to the rules. Yeah.
Wow. And it worked for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dirty's biggest, let's just put it this way, he got in his own way a lot, you know. And it could have been one of the greats. In my opinion, is one of the greats. And sorely missed. You know, it's always that what if, coulda, shoulda, you know. But I mean, the music is still here, and we can still enjoy the essence of who that man is.
The blessings to him in all
Yeah.
aspects of his family, brother.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
So you did the music for a while, and then you started acting. I'm fascinated by your acting career. One movie, I don't know how many people saw this movie, but I love Copland, you know, and you threw the cop off the building. Well, you ain't really succeeding throwing him off. You threw him to the edge.
Yes,
and
I
then his
did.
partner came and let him fall to the bottom.
And
right?
let him fall. Yes, he
and
definitely
let
did.
him fall. You was cold-blooded in that. I want to know what it was like working with Samuel Jackson when you did
187.
when you did Shaft.
Yeah. Sam is very accommodating, man. Sam, the work is Sam Jackson. You know, I don't think he has to prepare because he's just doing him whenever you say action. And you know, I've worked with Sam before, and I know Sam on a personal level. We've run into each other in some of the weirdest places. I ran into him in Europe, and he was with Pam Grier of all places. You know what I mean? Like, but it was an award show. Y'all don't start no
Right.
rumor
So you know they're gonna put something on that right away.
Yeah,
you know.
It was backstage at an award show, but Sam has always been extra cool, and he's the same every time I've met him. So being on screen with him, he kind of, like I said, it's like when you see him in real life. So I just took it from there when we did our scene, and like I said, very accommodating. He could have ate me alive in the scene, but you know, he had fun with it and let me have fun with it too.
Yeah, you gotta come with it if you're gonna face off in the scene with him. You gotta be coming because he coming. You know,
That's
I
right.
did a
I don't
movie.
care what the words say on the paper.
See, with me this year, I asked him. I called Sam to ask him, "What do you do when you have to learn these films? How do you learn so many words?" And he said, "Ain't no secret. Ain't no special skill or no magic beans from Jack or nothing." He said, "All you do is just memorize your lines. Know your lines, and once you know them, you can go. You know."
You can play. Right after that, you can play.
I'd love to be in a scene with Samuel Jackson, brother. I wouldn't care if I had but 4 lines. I swear I would shine. Let me get them 4 lines, man.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yes, sir. He would make sure you get them too. He would make sure you get them too. Fight for you if you have to. Sam is A1, man. He's an A1 dude, man.
He's always been that. I've always known him in the public. And, you know, when I've done things, like when I got my 10th year sobriety, he would write and say congratulations and stuff like that. I mean, he's just real. He's down to earth brother. Who was the most exciting experience you had working with on a screen?
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Wow.
Gyllenhaal's sister. She just, you know, I was still green in my opinion in the acting thing. And when the Deuce came up, I mean, it's pretty. People would think it's pretty simple to play a pimp, but there's more layers to pimps. And if Don Bishop Magic Wand is any proof of that, then y'all know it's way more layers to pimp. You know what I mean? Love Don Bishop Magic Wand. Anyway,
I do too.
I had this big scene with her, and we're talking like 3 pages, and she had worked. This is what I remember. I remember her working that day. I was at home, you know, trying to study, like Sam Jackson said, learn your lines. But I was scared to ask her if we can work on the scene ahead of us shooting it, because I mean, she's up here, I'm down here. Come to find out, she made the phone call to ask if I would come in and rehearse the scene with her. Took the initiative, so I'm like, damn, she's dope for that. Then to come to find out that she actually worked that day, and I came in after she had finished work. So she took time out of her free time to go over this scene with me. And by the time that we shot, I mean, we got through that scene. We shot it, I think, 3 times with a steady cam, and I messed up every time. But you won't notice it, because in her, what she told me ahead of time was, mistakes are good. We make mistakes in life. I mean, we make mistakes. Just go with it and keep going. And I kept that with me for the longest. I mean, every now and then I'll get caught up in, I can't remember the fucking word. I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay.
The word, and you know, the anxiety kicks in or something like that. But that right there, to know that there are people that, you know, are certified. You know what I mean? She's nominated. She's been nominated, Oscar, Emmy, everything. For her to take the time out to even not just work with me, but to reassure me that what I was doing was right, I'll never forget that.
That means a lot. That means a lot. And I can say it because I know I had a big part in my last film. I never had a part so big. I was terrified. You know, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was so scared I was going to mess lines up. I talked to everybody to get help. I talked to not just other actors. I was calling uncles and aunts. Read these 3 pages. I just didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught acting, you know? I didn't want to get caught, you know, I didn't want to get busted by the viewer. I didn't want to say, man, that shit corny, man. That ain't, you know, you ain't hitting that right, you know? And so I know what the fear of it is. What was that movie? What was the show that you did with her?
Oh, The Deuce for HBO.
That's my next question for you. And The Deuce, when I first came on the first season, I was like, man, I could be a great pimp on The Deuce, man. I
wanted to get Don Bishop Magic Wand up in there, but at that point in time, you know, I ain't had no juice whatsoever.
Wow.
So, I mean, if it was up to me, they would have went to him first and had him on there as a consultant. Anything.
Yeah. He's funny and he's fly. I love Don Juan. Wait a minute, my screen's trying to go out again. I don't know what's going on with all these technical issues. So you go back, I mean, like The Wire is genius work. But you did genius work on a piece that's even prior to The Wire. I don't know if people know about Oz.
Oh yeah.
Oz was a cold piece of work, man. You know?
I learned some valuable lessons on Oz, man. But first, you know, great cast. They had laid the groundwork way before I even got there, so I was very honored to even be there. Montana is a real dude, too. Yes, sir.
Wow. Let me, I want to ask a couple of questions that's in the box. You got 31 questions and jumped in here, man. He said, they wants to know, Bonnie wants to know, will Wu-Tang do a reunion?
All right, the thing that I'm not going to say that ticks me off to hear people say that, but Wu-Tang never broke up. What is there to reunite?
You said y'all never broke up.
Right, so there's no need for a reunion when you're still together, you know. When the shows come up and they're Wu-Tang shows, you know, schedule-wise, permitting, the whole clan will be there. Don't worry about that. That's a given.
I love that. So y'all family. So y'all might do some different things, but y'all family.
Yeah, at the end of the day, absolutely. I mean, some of our kids are related, blood related. You know what I mean? Myself and you, our kids are blood related. Yeah.
So y'all family for real. Y'all actual family. Y'all blood family.
Yes. yes, yes.
And you and Redman, you guys are still doing work together?
Yes, me and Red are still doing work together, but it's real spontaneous now. Because I'm more into the acting side of it. Redman is more into the camera side of it, and his vision is ridiculous. I can't wait till he gets done doing his due diligence so he can step up and tell these stories the way we need them to be told from with a director's eye. I'm rooting for you, Doc. Let's go, brother.
So he's getting his direction in? He's getting directing in?
Yes, yes, he's gonna start doing
Did
directing.
you tell him I'm trying to reach him?
I absolutely did, and I sent your
Okay.
number to my manager. But when I didn't hear anything back, I just took it for what it was worth.
Okay.
But
All right.
I definitely did that, OG. Yes, sir, I did.
Well, don't worry. I'm going to keep knocking on his door. You
It's
know,
coming.
I'm like one of them Jehovah's Witnesses. I just keep on knocking, and it be Saturday morning. You why don't they go away? I just keep on knocking till you finally
Right.
snatch the door open. What do you want? That's me.
That's
I'm
right.
standing
That's
smiling. I'm
right.
coming. Because I know the interview with him is going to be great, especially now that you tell me he's doing directing.
Yes.
Yeah, that eye's got to be sick. So you won a Grammy for your dual performance with Mary J. Blige.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I got to ask this. Just trying to wait for my woman not to be in the room for me to ask this. So is Mary J. Blige really that fine, or is this makeup and lights? Is she still this
Finer.
beautiful? Huh? Finer.
Yes.
Yes.
And a lot of that has to do with how beautiful Mary's heart is. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
sir.
and I know I've used this word a lot, but it fits. Accommodating,
Sweet. Yeah.
sweet, just humble. So different than what people try to make her out to be. No, people know now. They know now. They call her Auntie Mary. She don't like that auntie crap.
Okay.
And like I said, man, she's just Mary is the real deal. So like a black woman that not only gets it, but knows what her voice is capable of and has no problem speaking her mind.
I think, how much do you think of it is you? Because they're accommodating you, but you are an accommodating person, a kind person. And don't we attract what we are?
Yeah, and I totally agree. That's a great statement. Well said. You're absolutely right. I'm humble. And I'm very accommodating to people, even when they don't freaking deserve it.
But I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you letting me
No,
off the hook.
I don't mean you. No,
Oh, but
I
I'm
don't
talking
mean
about when
you
I
at all.
accidentally called you and I thought I was calling Redman. So I had to put the poster up for Redman and sent it to you. And you was like, dude, this is Method Man. I'm like,
yeah, IG Live. He did that.
And you were so cool about it. You were
Oh,
so
absolutely.
cool about it.
Because, I respect, like I said, first and foremost, you're a legend, and I respect the OGs. And you got a lot of information to share with people, you know what I mean? And I'm just absorbing game right now, that's all.
Well, I want to ask you a question. This is back when marijuana was illegal in places.
Okay.
And in 2007, when you got pulled over and you had 2 blunts out, a bag of weed visible, and one under the seat. They say they opened the car windows and smoke billowed out like you could have choked a horse. And but you end up, which I thought was so fly, you end up getting well, I don't know if it was probation or what, but I know what you had to do was community service, and your community service was talking to kids about the dangers of drugs.
Yes, absolutely. As far as the details of why I was arrested, that's fake news. I'm just gonna let you know. Whatever they say, even if it's true, it's fake news. The kids, that had a lot to do with the Brooklyn DA, because this is where the whole thing transpired at. So my community service was to be served out there, and she had me go into different high schools and talking to kids. Well, we were. It was myself and a few other people, but the other people, they had actually either killed someone or were in an accident and harmed someone or something like that. I was there. I got caught. Period. Let's just put it that way. I was stupid. We were all there because we were stupid or did something stupid. And I had to talk to these kids about the ills of DUI, getting behind the wheel under the influence, and basically just stand up there and tell my story of how I got busted. But my first one that I did, they don't coach you how to do this and all that, you know.
They just send you up.
Yeah, they just send you up there. You stand up there, you talk to the kids. So I'm just, you know, me, I'm still mad at the situation. Like, I didn't even want to be there, you know. So for me, it was like, I'm just going to be honest. And I was honest. And, you know, I'm like, the cop pulled me over because I was black and all this other. There was a lot of layers to it. And by the end of the thing, the kids were laughing. But the cop that was there to also speak to the kids was back there fuming. He was mad.
So the arresting cop was
No, not the
also
arresting
doing.
cop. This is a cop that's part of the program that they have, and he
Oh,
comes
okay.
through and talks to kids about, you know, does different, you know, about the ills of DWI and DUI. He comes in with the drunk goggles on, makes them put that on, tell them try and walk with those on, and this is what it like when you try to drive after having a few drinks. You know, he was there for the good, and I was
Yeah.
up there basically crapping all over police. You know, not exactly crapping, but the police officer that arrested me, I felt like he did the most. I don't know. Who knows? It's not for me. That was then. This is now. But during the talk and all of that, the lady that was in charge, I believe her name was Gail. Might have been Gail. Very hard nosed, short Italian lady. You know how they are, boy. They don't play. He afterwards she pulled me to the side. No, we got a phone call from her and saying if he comes like that again, forget him coming here. He can just go do some time for me or something like that along those lines. So
Wow.
the next time I came back, I was dressed accordingly and I kept it short and sweet. Now, not to make a long story longer, but okay, I got through the majority of I say I had about maybe one or two left. And I hadn't been back for months because I was working. And the fact that I showed dedication to the program, she gave me some leniency so I could work. But we're talking about a month going by, at least a month and a half. So I finally show up to one after all this time. And I'm late. But when I walk in, I look up on remember how they used to have us in the assembly room? All the kids are sitting down. You got the big projector and the projector screen on. They
Right.
had me on the projector, on the screen, the first one I ever did. So I'm looking at it, and I look crazy in this one. So, you know,
Oh,
and
wow.
they're making sure the kids know this is a rap star, and he's done this and that and the third. And I kid you not, they're probably still playing this thing to kids in high schools. And it's not having the effect that they
That they
want
wanted.
it to have. I think the effect that they're getting is like people are laughing at first, and then it's like it distracts from the overall message that they're trying to give. That's just my opinion. So I spoke to my lawyer. I said, Pete, is there any way that we could stop her from showing this thing? Because I'm pretty sure she's been showing it and probably still showing it, and I'm embarrassed. Pete was like, no, she can do whatever she wants. And I thought about it in hindsight and was like, you know what? For me being that stupid, for doing stupid things, you win stupid prizes. There's my stupid prize. So go on. Let her play it as much as she wants. It's a reminder of where I was and where I am now.
Yes, sir. I wish you can get a copy of it so you could play it sometime with your friends. It would be so funny to play with your friends and smoke a fat one. Well, you know, it's so funny that now you wouldn't even get arrested for weed. Who gets arrested for weed? Now the government figured out how to get their part of it. Now it's legal. You know what I'm saying? Once
Well,
they
you
figured
know
out.
what? That's funny you brought that up because I think that now more than ever, the reason it will, and all across the board, it will be legalized in the states. The pandemic gutted us. And that is, we're talking billions of dollars of revenue.
Yeah.
There is no, if I know anything about politicians that we can all agree on with politicians, on the blue side or the red side, Republican or Democrat, they like their money. Like their money.
They
And
like their money.
they like when their constituents get what they want because that gets them more money. So imagine.
I'm going to ask my second guest to give me like 10 more minutes. Alex,
Yes,
I know you're here, Alex Thomas, but we started late because machine that messed up. I need
The
about 8
machine
more
messed up.
minutes.
I know Alex. Tell Alex sit
You know
tight.
Alex
Got
Thomas?
it. Yeah, I know Alex. Good guy. Very
He's
good
a
guy.
great guy, man. I've been knowing him for a long time, too, and he's just class act. He's up next. But I'm not going to try to ask you them, but I have 50 questions in here. So I'm going to ask you about 4 or 5 questions before I let you get out. And if there's anything you want to get said, you can say it.
All right.
The book of Revelations is happening right now. Someone's saying the Illuminati is lying to the world in plain sight. Okay, I don't know anything about that whole idea of the Illuminati. I hear people talk about it. I know ain't nobody invited me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's a real thing, and if it's a thing, what effect it has on our community.
Well, the word is real, and I mean, if you look up Illuminati, the first words I see: illuminate, bring the light. And if, from what I hear, that's exactly what's been happening in a sense with the pandemic, with that guy number 45 that was in office, and all these closeted racists coming out. And if that's the Illuminati, then yeah, it's been here. It's been here. It's just, I guess people bringing light to it now, and a lot of that has to do with some may be conspiracy theory, other things may be spot on. But isn't that how a lot of these things start, where you mix a lot of the truth
Of
with
reality,
yes,
with the gossip and the fantasy.
yeah.
I'm just making a note because I go on this thing called Clubhouse sometimes. Have you been on Clubhouse?
No, I don't mess around.
You don't mess around. I don't hang out much.
The longest.
Huh?
This is the most I've been. This is the longest I've been on social media in the longest, for real.
I think I want to go on there and just have a meeting and say, anybody who knows what Illuminati is, come and talk for an hour. I would love to get to the bottom of it because I only hear bits and pieces of it. I know all I know ain't nobody invite me. Okay.
Right.
Wait a minute. Out of there. Get that. Wait a minute. Let me do this and then this, and here we go. Back in the question box. All right. Oh, a lot of it is when is Wu-Tang American Saga season 2 coming?
They're filming episodes right now as we speak. And I'm thinking it'll probably be back around summer, June, July, maybe July 4th, maybe. May the 4th, or I wish it maybe May, because the 4th, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
It's coming soon though. They're filming, so that's a plus.
There's a person here named Patu said you're the best. You did a concert in Nice, and I smoked a blunt with you, a fat one.
Okay.
Don't nobody remember that.
That's hard for me
Especially if it was a good blunt. Who's gonna remember anyway? So to Method Man, you have a long career in music and film thus far. So what is one thing you still want to do that you haven't done?
Produce. I want to produce. Same way Redman wants to put, for people to see our stories through his eye. I want to be able to tell these stories from our perspective. Just be one of the people in the room, so none of this craziness happens anymore with misrepresentation. To a point where I want to get to a point where an executive can't look me in the eye and tell me black people don't go to the movies or watch television. I want to get past that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That would be great to get past. Yeah. What is NYCHA? Do you know what that is?
New York City Housing Authority.
Okay, so it said, Method Man, can you help fix that?
The NYCHA? I don't think anybody can fix the New York City Housing Authority, man. I mean, I'm from Park Hill. We're not part of housing. But hey, I wish I had the solution, man, but I don't. I do not. I do not. I just know that when I lived in housing, and we was broke, it wasn't as bad as everybody tries to make it out to be, because everybody around us was broke too. We had fun as kids. Not eating sometimes at night was just one of the consolation prizes that came along with it, but we had fun as kids. We definitely took lemons and made lemonade every day in these neighborhoods.
Hey, Meth, someone said, did you hear about the guy who pretended to be part of Wu-Tang and stayed in hotels across the U.S. for free, and the FBI caught him?
We're not going to give them any more press than they already got.
Oh, okay.
Scammers, you know, because scammers are like the gum beneath people's shoe. You understand? Like they all need to be put in one area and let them all scam each other. They are the lowest form of life on this planet next to lawyers.
Wow. I had a guy pretend to be me. He was so miserable, he quit. He gave up in about 13
Yeah,
minutes.
he gave up, right? Like,
He said, oh, this ain't shit.
Fun. Right,
He said, this
right.
ain't nothing. So the last question is, what do you love more than music or the acting? What is a greater love for you?
My family. Definitely my family, because even through the trials and tribulations, even when I'm being a butthole, family always still been there for me. And that's the foundation of any man or successful man or even unsuccessful man. We always need a strong foundation to stand on. And that's it for me, my family.
This has been a beautiful interview, brother. I really appreciate you, man. You're so kind. I appreciate you doing this for me, man.
Anytime.
And if there's anything, thank you. Anything you want to leave folks with?
April 2nd, check out a movie, Concrete Cowboys, on Netflix, starring Idris Elba and Caleb I can't pronounce Caleb's last name, but he know I love him anyway. Big Corey, what's up? And also be on the lookout, Power Book 2, Season 2, coming soon.
Power Book 2, Season 2. Brother, you are a king indeed, a legend. I love you so much, and I appreciate you doing this, man. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My man, y'all.
Luke, tell Alex I said what's up.
You will. I will, man. He going to come on here talking crazy, I hope. Turn the comments back on. I cut them off because I did not want the comments on your face. You know, I want to be able to see you. Respect, right, brother. Thank you. Hey, y'all, it's the Michael Colyar Superstar Interviews, and we were just with Method Man. The legend lives, ladies and gentlemen.